10 first affordable luxury watches you can buy in 2025. Luxury doesn't have to cost a fortune anymore. In 2025, you can actually get into the game without emptying your wallet. These are stylish, reliable, and built to turn heads without the high price tag. Here are 10 first affordable luxury watches you can buy, and number 1 is a steal for that price. Number 10. Citizen Tsuyosa. If you want that sleek, modern sport look without paying Swiss prices, the Tsuyosa nails the brief. It's the kind of watch that feels dressed up on a bracelet but still casual enough for a t-shirt. Think oyster-adjacent vibes with an integrated bracelet silhouette and the crown tucked at 4 o'clock, so it doesn't bite your wrist. Inside, Citizen keeps it honest with their in-house automatic movement that gives you the mechanical heartbeat collectors love, minus the boutique servicing drama. Sizing and comfort are right in the pocket. This is not a hardcore diver. It's a clean, do-everything daily that plays well with denim or a blazer. Accuracy and autonomy are solid for the bracket. The mechanical heartbeats at 21,600 VPH with a real-world power reserve of around 40 to 42 hours. So wind it Friday night and it'll likely still be running Saturday brunch. It's hackable and hand-winding, and parts support is widespread, which are all green flags for a first automatic you plan to keep. The case measures 40mm and is approximately 11.7mm thick, featuring a compact lug-to-lug length of about 46mm that keeps it comfortable on most wrists. Water resistance is 50 meters, suitable for everyday wear. Inside is Citizen's A210 automatic hacking and hand winding with roughly a 40 to 42 hour power reserve. Add the sapphire crystal with the cheeky date magnifier and you've got a crisp everyday piece that reads luxury without trying too hard. Now, what are the prices on the market? Citizen's US site shows Tsuyosa variants with an MSRP of around $475, but frequently discounted. Street prices at big retailers and authorized dealers often land roughly between $229 and $350, depending on dial color and stock. Quick disclaimer, prices on this list might shift, so don't be surprised if they move around a bit. If you want your first nice automatic to feel special every day and still be sensible, Tsuyosa is the right kind of show-off. But if you want your real GMT without torching your budget, you might want to lean towards a Seiko. Number 9. Seiko 5 Sports GMT. This Seiko takes the fan-favorite SKX silhouette and adds a true 24-hour hand so you can track a second time zone at a glance. It keeps the daily wearable Seiko formula: steel case, screw and display back, 100-meter water resistance, and adds a date magnifier that makes this feel cheekily luxury for the money. Legibility is classic Seiko. Big loomy bright plots, a bold 24-hour hand, and a bi-color 24-hour bezel insert that keeps your second time zone math brain dead simple. Now, why it belongs on an affordable luxury list? You get mechanical romance, real daily utility, i.e. 2 time zones, Seiko build, and an iconic case shape that wears anywhere from airport security to Friday night. It's the watch you recommend to a friend and then keep one for yourself. If you want specific reps to start with, the black 1, blue 3, and orange 5 are the classic trio. Newer colorways exist though if you want something off the beaten path. On the wrist, this case hits that modern vintage sweet spot. The core SKX style SSKs weigh 42.5mm across, 13.6mm thick, with a compact 46mm lug-to-lug, so they sit planted on most wrists without dinner plate drama. The 5-row bracelet feels more premium than the price implies and swaps easily thanks to the standard 22mm lug width. Water resistance is 100 meters. Inside is the 4R34 automatic GMT with hacking and hand winding and approximately 41-hour power reserve. Over the dial, you get hardlex with the date magnifier. Seiko USA still lists the SSK models at $475 MSRP in 2025. Street prices, though, regularly land in the mid-$200 to mid-$300 from reputable dealers, which is frankly wild value for an automatic GMT from a major brand. Number 8. Glycine Combat Sub. If affordable luxury means real specs, Swiss build, and a design that ages well, the Combat Sub is it. This is the diver people recommend when you want something thinner than most tool watches, but still legit for water. The vibe is classic. Clean handset, frame date, aluminium bezel insert, and lots of tasteful colorways. Black gilt, blues, greens, if you don't want all business black. Inside, Glycine uses the Swiss automatic workhorse that hacks, hand winds, beats at 28,800 bph, and runs roughly 38 to 40 hours between winds, which is the right blend of reliability and easy servicing. Part of the Combat Sub's charm is how wearable it feels compared with chunkier divers. The case is slim, the bezel action is crisp, and the proportions just work. It's the rare daily diver that suits both a NATO at the pool and a button-down at dinner. The Combat Sub's sweet spot case is 42mm across and approximately 10.5 to 11mm thick, with a compact lug-to-lug length of around 49 to 50mm, making it wearable on most wrists. The watch features 200 meters of water resistance, complemented by a screw-down crown. Inside is the Glycine GL224 Swiss Automatic, featuring a roughly 38 to 40 hour power reserve. Up top, you get a flat sapphire crystal with internal AR, and a screw-down crown keeps the 20 ATM rating honest. The MSRP varies by market, but new pieces commonly sell for between $595 and $750 from reputable sellers, with authorized and marketplace listings ranging from around $595 to $717, depending on the reference and stock availability. Street deals, however, can dip into the $300 to $500, which is why this line gets so much love and value threads. Now onto the colorful Devil Diver. Number 7. Bulova Oceanographer Devil Diver. Bulova's Oceanographer is one of those watches that sneaks up on you. At first, it's the vibe. 70s cushion case, chunky bezel, and that cheeky 666 feet heritage that give it the Devil Diver nickname. Then you notice the details. The double curved box sapphire that does the vintage glass trick without the scratches, the bold minute track, and a case that looks substantial yet wears surprisingly compact. This modern reissue retains the spirit of the original while upgrading the hardware where it matters. That box sapphire is the star. Tons of depth and distortion at the edge, like a vintage crystal but with modern scratch resistance. Inside is the Miyota A21D Automatic. Dead simple, reliable, and easy to service. Newer runs add hacking and hand winding, and real-world autonomy sits around 42 hours. You also get a Data 3 and a screw-in display back to watch the rotor whirl. The case measures 41mm in stainless steel, about 15mm thick, with a compact 46mm lug-to-lug that plants nicely and slips under a cuff better than a slabby diver. If you want a bit more wrist presence, Bulova also offers a 44mm version with the same movement and specs. It's roughly 44 by 46mm and about 15mm thick. You get a proper screw-down crown and a unidirectional bezel, and the ISO-rated 200-meter water resistance means beach days are a feature, not a risk. Inside is the Miyota A21D Automatic with roughly a 42-hour power reserve. Over the dial, you get a double-curved box sapphire crystal. Now, prices are friendly for what you're getting. Official list sits in the $795 to $850 zone, depending on the reference. But the real story is street pricing. Authorized and reputable dealers routinely list the 41mm orange in the $410 to $600 range, and the 44mm green often in the $480 to $700 lane. Another Seiko sneaks into the list again at number 6, Seiko Turtle. Ask 5 watch lovers for their first real dive watch, and at least 2 will say the Turtle. There's a reason. This is Seiko at its best. It's friendly on the wrist, tough in the water, and classic without trying hard. The modern full-size Turtle keeps the beloved 6309 cushion case, a grippy dive bezel, and big loomy bright plots you can read in a dark theater or 30 feet under. On paper, the 45mm diameter sounds huge, but here's the magic. The lug-to-lug is only about 48mm, and thickness hovers in the low 13s. Translation, it wears planted, not plate-like. On rubber, it's adventure ready. On steel, it's week to weekend. Prefer something trimmer? Seiko's Mini Turtle keeps the vibe in a smaller footprint. For the full-size turtle, the case is 45mm in diameter, made of stainless steel and approximately 13.4mm thick. It features a short lug-to-lug length of approximately 47.7 to 48mm, which makes it wearable. Water resistant is 200 meters and ISO compliant with a screw-down crown. Inside is Seiko's 4R36 automatic with roughly a 41-hour power reserve. Over the dial, you get hard licks. Regarding price, the MSRP is around $495, but authorized third-party dealers offer it for as low as $396, and in the general market, you can find it for as low as $300. Next up on the list is number 5. Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical 38. If you want your first affordable luxury piece to feel authentic, this is it. The Khaki Field Mechanical is a modern take on Hamilton's 1960s mil-spec field watch. Arabic numerals, railroad minutes, 24-hour inner track, and a matte 38mm steel case that keeps reflections down and legibility up. It's the rare starter watch that feels like a keeper. The secret sauce is Hamilton's H50 hand-wound movement. It's a modernized ETA 28012 with a slowed beat rate and an extended mainspring for an 80-hour power reserve, so you can wind it on Friday and still have life on Monday. No rotor means you feel the connection each morning, and serviceability is straightforward thanks to Swatch Group support. It's field watch sole with real modern stamina. The case is made of 38mm stainless steel and is only about 9.5mm thick, with a compact lug-to-lug measurement of approximately 47mm, which keeps it flat and comfortable. Water resistance is 50 meters. Inside is Hamilton's manual wind H50 with an extended 80-hour power reserve. At the very top, you get a sapphire crystal. You'll find this Hamilton listed at $625 MSRP, with common street prices ranging from the mid-$400 to approximately $500, depending on the retailer and color. Now onto number 4, Seiko Prospex Alpinist. The green dial Alpinist is the modern take on Seiko's very first sports watch, updated with a sapphire crystal, a magnified date, and a rotating internal compass bezel that's both a design flex and a nerdy field watch nod. The curved sapphire with internal AR gives you that vintage dip without vintage scratches, and the brown leather strap keeps the look classic. Swap to canvas or a stainless steel bracelet and it transforms from city to trail in seconds. This is one of those pieces that makes you want to reach for it because the proportions, the lume, and the little compass ring clicks all feel right. Part of the charm is how it wears. The case is a sweet spot at 39.5mm, only 13.2mm thick, and 46.4mm lug-to-lug, making it compact, planted, and friendly on a wide range of wrists. Add 200 meters water resistance and a screw-down crown, and you've got a true wear-it-anywhere daily that still feels special when you look down at that sunray green dial and gilt accents. Inside is Seiko's SR35 automatic movement with a roughly 70-hour power reserve. Over the dial, you get a sapphire crystal with a date magnifier and anti-reflective coating on the inner surface, plus a rotating internal compass bezel. This watch is listed at a $725 MSRP, with common street prices ranging from $550 to $675, depending on the retailer and stock availability. If you want your first luxury watch to feel like a modern classic without the high price tag, this next watch is the cheat code. Number 3. Tissot PRX Powermatic 80. The PRX Powermatic 80 takes a late 70s Tissot K-shape, gives it today's finishing and reliability, and delivers that integrated bracelet vibe that everyone recognizes. The waffle dial has depth, the case lines are crisp, and the bracelet drapes like jewelry but locks down like a tool. Inside, Tissot drops its Powermatic 80 with a Nevacron balance spring, which is magnetism resistant, easy to live with, and good for a real-world 80 hours off the wrist. On paper, the sizing is friendly, 40mm wide and only approximately 10.9mm thick, with 100 meters of water resistance and a sapphire crystal with internal AR. The bracelet is quick release for easy strap swaps, and there's a see-through case back so you can watch the rotor cruise. It's dressy enough for a blazer, clean enough for a tee, and built to be a daily. However, this is where opinions split and where the nuance helps. The case itself is compact. Tissot lists 39.5mm length, but because the first bracelet link doesn't articulate, most reviewers measure the effective lug-to-lug around 44.5mm and roughly 51.5mm if you include that fixed first link. In plain English, it wears a touch larger than the numbers suggest, but the thin case and tapering bracelet keep it balanced on many wrists. If you like a sleek slab of steel with presence, you're golden. Water resistance is 100 meters. Inside is Tissot's Powermatic 80 automatic with a Nivacron balance spring and roughly 80-hour power reserve. Over the dial, you get a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, and official pricing is at $775, with common street prices in the $550 to $650 range. If luxury means Swiss build, clean finishing, and real-world specs, you'll like the next watch. Number 2. Mido Ocean Star 200. For a clean and crisp look, the Ocean Star 200 is right on target. Now, there are two close siblings for this watch. The Ocean Star 200, what we're covering here, uses an aluminium bezel insert and nails the value brief. Meanwhile, the Ocean Star 200C upgrades to a ceramic bezel and sits higher on price. If you want the lowest cost of entry with the same caliber 80, the standard 200 is the play. But if you want ceramic, budget's a bit more. With the plain 200, you get a classic 42.5mm in stainless steel with an approximate 11.8mm thickness and an approximate 49mm lug-to-lug that helps it sit flat on most wrists. Water resistance is 200 meters, achieved with a screw-down crown that allows wet wear. Inside is Mido's Caliber 80 automatic with roughly an 80-hour power reserve. Over the dial, you get a sapphire crystal with double-sided AR that reads crisp under light. Although MSRP rates run a bit high at the $1,020 to $1,160 range, you'll find street prices at about $685 to $820. And finally, number 1, Certina DS Action Diver Powermatic 80. The DS Action Diver is Certina doing what Certina does best. Purposeful tool watch design with specs that aren't just brochure fluff. Details matter here. Certina fits sapphire with AR for clarity outdoors, generous superluminova, and solid bracelets with diver extensions. Depending on the exact reference, you'll see aluminium or ceramic bezel inserts. Either way, the action is positive and easy to operate with wet hands. This is the kind of diver that feels honest. Crisp brushing, precise dial printing, no shouty gimmicks. It gives the impression that someone thought about daily use before the marketing photos. Size options make it even easier. The classic 43mm model feels substantial but not silly, with a listed 13.1mm height and a lug-to-lug around 51 to 52mm, depending on bracelet or end link. It's a proper diver's watch to ISO 6425 with 300-meter water resistance and a screw-down crown. Inside beats the Powermatic 80 with an 80-hour reserve and a Nivacron balance spring, so it shrugs off magneticism from laptops, phone cases, and subway gates better than old-school hairsprings. At the top, you get a sapphire crystal with an anti-reflective coating, and the price ranges from $499 to $800, although official prices might be slightly higher. Got another watch in mind that deserves a spot on this list? Drop it in the comments, we'd love to hear your pick. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.